Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Kicking It with Cal. I'm your host, Cal Denicky, and today I am super excited to bring two former students and athletes on to talk about their college athletic journey, and that is Keon Carson and Aiden Gowan. So, guys, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You know me. Hey, living.
Let's go. So, I wanted to share a quick story about how we met, and
Oh, yeah.
I want to trace this back to the fall of 2017 when I got my first teaching position. I was feeling happy, making some money, living in a town called Lincoln, Illinois. And I was riding a bus, a school bus, back from one of our baseball games. And the baseball coach with me goes, "Hey, we got some talented sixth graders coming into this basketball program, right?" And I go, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, just wait." And then little did I know, a couple weeks later, we had our first open gym. Aiden comes in, Keon comes in with both their brothers, and the rest was history. And that was 8 years ago. You
Yeah.
guys are both finishing up your freshman year of college now, so we got a
Yeah.
lot to talk about. There's been a lot of memories along the way, and we'll get it going. So, Aiden, I'll start with you. So, playing high school sports, you were obviously a multi-sport athlete. When did you know in high school that you wanted to play college sports, and what sport were you
Ooh.
thinking?
Um, well, yeah, I hated cross country. I only did that during COVID because, it kept me in shape, but I never was going to do cross country later on. But when I thought about it, it was probably actually like during COVID. Like I was just thinking because how bored I was of just sitting at home and I couldn't go play basketball with anyone or soccer, but I was just watching like just online like professional athletes, and I was like, that would be kind of fun. And then like going through their history of them going through college and stuff, and it looks fun. And I always just wanted to play. I didn't know between basketball and soccer until my senior year, but I always wanted to play a sport in college, and I thought it would be fun. It
Yeah,
didn't matter what level, but yeah.
right. Keon, what about you? Also being a multi-sport athlete, and when did you know you wanted to play in school?
Um, really, like just like in junior high, really just like watching clips of like people just just showing out their skills. Just going viral and stuff. I just felt like I was like one of those kids. I was fast, so I was like, you know what, like hey, I might have my shot. But I
Yeah,
always wanted to play in college. I mean. It was this. I mean, I've always wanted to play football, so it was kind of an easy decision for me. So I knew at least coming to college, I was at least going to play football.
yeah. And so for a high school athlete in that recruiting process, Keon, it's something that every athlete has a different experience with. So for you signing to play college football, what was the recruiting process like? Where did it start, and how was that experience?
Um, Really, it was just like I was talking to our coach, Coach Silky, Coach Silkowski. He was just asking me like, is there any colleges like that I would like be interested in that he could like talk to for me or like contact, and I gave him my options. And then soon with some of our assistant coaches talked to me as well and talked to some guys they knew, but. Really, I just had to like make some film and just send it to a couple coaches and then hopefully they text me back and get back with me. So yeah, it's kind of easy. It wasn't too difficult.
Okay. And Aiden, was your experience similar or different?
No, it's pretty similar. Just knowing people that know coaches was probably the easiest way to get in contact. And that's pretty much all I did was just know people, especially like for basketball, Coach Al. He's really easy he knows everybody. Everybody knows him.
Hmm.
And then for soccer, that one was more of kind of on my own, just looking through conferences that are near my place, Lincoln, and just looking at their records, seeing Division 3. Division 1's. I wanted to go to SIUE, but that's just there's too many European players coming here now.
Hmm.
But other than that, it's pretty simple. Just yeah, send out videos and then just wait for the email to see a visit or anything.
Yeah. And Aiden, we talked early in your high school career. I know you put a lot of your effort and energy into basketball and playing AAU,
Yeah.
and then deciding to choose to play college soccer. When did that
Hmm.
switch happen for you, and what was that like?
Um, I think is when I went to an ID camp and like I've always loved basketball, and then when I went to an ID camp for basketball at Blackburn, and then I went to an ID camp for soccer down in Edwardsville. And for the basketball, it's like you could see the difference, like how much height like
Mhm.
matters. And I didn't grow at all,
Hey, in sixth grade,
really.
you were pretty tall.
But yeah. But yeah, and then but like I had the skills and everything. It's just like what coaches wanted. I wasn't on like the height list. And then
Mhm.
for soccer, it was like, oh, I can compete with everybody here. It doesn't matter your height. I mean, they prefer actually really smaller players are the better ones anyways. So like I saw that and I was like, it was like I think February in my senior year, right before our playoffs and stuff. And I just had a really good uh visit with Illinois College and the coach there, and the assistant coach played at Lynx here, so he knew everything about Lincoln and stuff. I just connected to the team more than any other visits I did for basketball.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I used to tell my friends stories about you guys all the time, and as mostly basketball players, what I remember you most, but obviously
yeah,
track as well. And I said Aiden's gonna play soccer. I would have never told you that, but I knew you'd turn out
yeah,
to be a soccer player. So
yeah,
um, in sports, they talk about your ceiling. And Keon, I want to hear from you about, you're one of the most confident kids I've ever met. So what did you think your ceiling was in high school? And then, when did you come to the realization of, okay, this is, the level I'm at with my size and athleticism and such?
I mean, honestly, like earlier in my like first couple of years, I thought like, there was a chance like maybe I could go deal. And like, like I started to like figure out being on varsity like from sophomore. I was started varsity sophomore year. So like each year kind of just got like a little easier. So putting up and then getting a lot of touches, I put up a lot of numbers in high school. So, I thought that would kind of help carry me a little bit. And then getting Illinois Player of the Week from the Chicago Bears and stuff. Like I thought it would get my
yeah.
name out there a little bit, like get me a little recognition. But
Hmm.
it wasn't like it wasn't that it didn't, but it wasn't as much as I thought it would be. But it's okay. It wasn't nothing crazy. I mean, I just wanted to play football, so it didn't really matter where I play football at, as long as I could get in some pads. I just wanted to compete.
Yeah, I mean, I told the same thing on the last podcast I did. I wanted to be a Division 1 basketball coach, but coaching middle school boys basketball is just as fun for me. It doesn't matter what level it is because you're doing the same thing and you're making an impact. So, um, Aiden, did you have any stories from a college visit you went on, or what was that like as a high school kid to visit and tour a college campus being a young kid?
Oh, my first visit I think was awful. It was, I forgot. It was somewhere in like trying to think. I think it was in
It was so bad you don't even remember
yeah,
where
that's
it was.
it's like it's a really small NAIA school and like maybe 500 people are at the school and
Dang.
it was it was for basketball too. So like the court wasn't it was like our rec court and like the side one, that's like for tennis. That's what
Yep.
it was looking like. They had like maybe two bleachers like central. It was terrible. I mean, the coach seemed really nice, but like looking through his rosters and all the guys where they come from, it was just a terrible roster setup. And then, but just the place, there's like nothing there. It's just
Mm.
it's just empty, really. But that was not good. But I would never go there.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? Any memorable visits?
I mean, like I visited North Central up there in Naperville, I believe. Like it was just like their facility, it was really like just really cool. Like they're a winning program. So
Mm.
they win year after year, national champions. And so like their facilities just like really huge compared to a lot of D3 schools. So like it was just really nice there. Like and then like just the environment of Naperville is just like a nice city. So that being right next to the campus or that campus being in that town is just like really cool.
Hmm. So did you consider going there, or what was the?
No, I mean, yeah, like yeah, because like there it would be really cool to go there, but no, because like I said, like they're a national team year in year out, so they got a lot of guys that they know they're gonna be playing the next couple years, so it'd be hard to find some playing time over there for sure.
Yeah. And for both of you, when did you make your commitment? Was it in your senior year? And what was it like to get that kind of off your shoulders. I'm sure the process was, I'm sure it can take a toll on people.
Mm. Mine was, yeah, senior year. I think like end of March when I like did the official visit. I did the Instagram like post it probably before that, but like the official visit when I went there and like went with my coach and we actually I signed and stuff. But yeah, so it was after basketball season and just wait. I was just waiting to first I got my offer like right when basketball season started. I didn't want to commit yet. I still had a whole season to play. So I asked him if I could wait till like at least playoffs. So he gave me till March pretty much. So I could focus on basketball at the time. But yeah.
Um, Mine, yeah, basically kind of the same. Like I just when I went to the school, like I just going to Monmouth. It was a cool visit. Like it was just like it was really interesting. Like I like the colors and everything. It's just like how they displayed it was really cool. They're really good at recruiting. I can't lie. So it was just like I mean they persuaded me pretty easily. I was pretty locked in with that school. So it was just a matter of time on really when I was gonna release it to the public.
Yeah. I feel like when you set foot on a college campus, the feeling of like, wow, like I could see myself here. The colors, like you said, the vibe. Aiden, you walking into that gym with two bleachers, you're like, nah, I'm never set foot back here again.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
um, when I was looking to play after my 2 years of JUCO baseball, I took a couple of visits and to some D3s, and I was just like, this is really small.
Yeah.
This is not something. And the coaches were straight up with me and said, like, hey man, you might play as a senior. You're definitely not playing as a junior. Like, we have our middle infield ready. And they were straight up, which was cool because then I knew, like, okay, maybe I should go just go to school and not play sports and just, go live a traditional college lifestyle. So it's cool to hear your stories because, that was me like years ago. So, Aiden, leading up until you left for college, so you're home that summer, you've already made your commitment.
Mm.
What did it feel for you to leave home for the first time? What was that experience like?
Um, it's kind of weird, like since we had to move in earlier than all the other freshmen, but it just felt like dead, kind of like you
Really?
didn't know what to do because you're just like in your room and like my roommate wasn't there yet and like I don't know if I should call mom and be like I'm gonna go out or something, but
Yeah.
it's a weird feeling to me being out alone by yourself. And then eventually I know I kind of slowed into it and then now I'm fine, can handle being by myself.
Mhm.
But yeah.
A little bit of a lonely feeling at first,
Yeah.
mainly because I'm sure like none of the students were there except for the soccer
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Keon, what was your experience like leaving home and then getting to school for the first week?
Mine was a little different. I have my twin, so and I had Angel was there with us, and that was Kanai. Him and Kanai were roommates, so it was
Mm.
like it wasn't too hard like moving because I had them, so we hung out a lot at the beginning, and I was pretty familiar with the kids on the team because when I went on my visit, I got really like close with like a lot of kids on the team. Like they really persuaded me to really go to the school, so it was easy like knowing them and having camp and stuff, and like yeah, we had to come early also. So that was it was a little easy because not a lot of people were on campus, but it got scarier definitely as the times were getting closer to school starting.
Mhm. I'm just living vicariously through both of you because, those emotions are so raw of packing up your bags for the first time ever, leaving your mom's house and being like, well, here goes another life. And
Yeah.
it's cool to hear like how you guys handled it. So, Keon, what was it like meeting your new teammates? Because, college football rosters have what, 90, 100 plus, and meeting all those new people, what was that like for you?
Definitely that they are a lot bigger than in high school. That was definitely I will always remember that was definitely my first thought. Just like, dang, these kids are I gotta get in the weight room for sure. Like that was definitely something I knew I had to take serious. So, but like no, they were cool. Like a lot of the kids, like I said, like I met on the visit, so like they were cool. And then, but like here, then I came here, so meeting new kids here. they're pretty cool too. I haven't really been around the football team as much because I'm in track right now, but I've met a lot of the kids like outside of just like being walking in the hallways and just stuff like that, and they're pretty cool. So it's all right.
Aiden, what were your first thoughts on, new teammates? And I'm sure a soccer team has a lot more international kids than
Oh yeah.
football would.
Yeah. Our first it's like we moved in on Thursday and our first like scrimmage thing just against our team was Friday. I walk in and I'm just assuming that most of them are gonna be speaking English and we start they're just talking complete different thing. I have no idea what they're telling me to do and they're just like but then at the end they're like, yeah, we're just messing with you. So they're trying to make me get so uncomfortable. It was terrible because
That's
I kept messing up. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. And what's it like? I mean, obviously you're just one season in with your soccer team, but how do you feel the energy is like with your college team versus, your high school basketball team where you guys grew up together, played with each other, knew each other for
Mm.
years?
Um, I would say like me, Keon, and our brothers, like we had really good chemistry. I don't know, it just kind of like hit. It's pretty similar for our soccer team, our freshman class. Like through practices, we're just like know what like we want from each player and where to be at the right time. So it's kind of like really easy for our freshmen. But the worst part was that we had heavy seniors class, so like all of them who are starting are going to be seniors most likely, and they just couldn't play well together, which some of our games showed it. In the games our freshmen came in, I mean, we would get the win and stuff,
You balled out.
but our for some reason our coach just wouldn't like keep us in the rotation consistently. So it was like at the end of the year, we really only had 3 or 4 players play almost every game that were freshmen, and I was one of the three. So it was kind of difficult for a lot of the other guys because they don't see any minutes and they know they're better than the guys who are on the field. But that was just one thing that was different. Whereas, I mean, it's kind of similar. Coach Al, he sees who's the better player, but then he sees who's the better player for that spot. So you
Mhm.
might think you're the better player, but for that spot, you're not. So
Mhm.
kind of similar, but yeah.
Yeah. And Keon, from a football team perspective, I'm sure, like the running back room is together, the defense. So I'm sure it's a lot more compartmentalized. But what did you see from a football perspective in terms of the chemistry, college versus high school?
in college, like I mean, like they tell you straight up, like you aren't in high school anymore. Like you like get that out of your head. Like they don't care if
Yeah.
you were the star player in high school. Or they don't care how much stats you put up. Like y'all are all in this room together for a reason, no matter what your story was. So really, that was like really like the intro of like how that started. But like yeah, they're really close. Like they take all they want to do is win, and like especially those upperclassmen, because those are they're most of them. That's probably going to be their last years ever put on a jersey or something. So like they really take that serious. But like high school is fun. It's more of like just fun, it's fun. They're a lot. It's a lot less like pressure and like strict. Like
Mhm.
you can mess up a couple times and like you get a little pat on the shoulder. But in college, it's like no, you got to get it done. Like they want you to be ready. So
You could feel how cutthroat it is at the college level, especially with the upperclassmen who have been there for years and, you know, they they want to put on for their school.
right, exactly, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So what was your freshman year like, Keon? Just kind of bring us through the grind, games, wins, losses, and then we'll get to a few things later. But just to wrap up that first semester playing, what was it like for you?
Well, we won a lot, so we didn't really know. Hey, we didn't. Hey, losing wasn't really. We didn't do that. So we lost our first game to a team that was ranked nationally, which we felt like we could have beat that team, but it was a good game. We lost, and then we went on a long winning streak. We didn't lose until I'm pretty sure like really our last game of the like end season game. So we were pretty like it was our team had a lot of good vibes. Practices were pretty great. Like
Mhm.
coaches were happy we were putting up good numbers. I mean, people were playing good. I mean, but being a freshman, it was like you just watch kind of like kind of just you get familiar watching, and that was something like it was really hard for me because I didn't do that.
Keon Carson has never watched anything in his life.
I swear I've never sat the bench in anything, so that was that. Hey, hey, bench formers don't ever feel ashamed, man. But hey, it was something I had to learn. That it definitely humbled me for sure. It was humbling for a lot of our freshmen because a lot of our freshmen are players who like a lot of them were actually from Florida, but like they came here and like they're like some really good players. We had a lot of really good like freshmen who played really good, and honestly, we gave the varsity work a couple times in practice, quite a few times. The coach had to get on them a lot of times. We were a really talented group, so we all it humbled a lot of us a lot. We had to figure out like you just gotta kind of wait your turn and try to perform when you can. But it was fun, especially when kids are when you have two wide receivers who are all Americans and learning from them and stuff like that. So it's really good, especially when you keep winning. So obviously what you're doing is working. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, and Aiden obviously being in a different sport and not having a roster as big as a football team,
Yeah.
and you getting some experience at the varsity level as a freshman, what was it like for you?
Oh, it was the experience was really good because our striker, he was he was second team All-American, and like I mean he was a fifth year, but like I could watch him every day in practice. He'll give me like pointers and tips on how to move and just making it easier for your other teammates, especially for our midfielders. But like just those little things that he told me when I came in the games helped. Like the co game when I had my hat trick. The only reason I
Hey,
scored all those was because he told me like what to do right before the game. So I just did it, and I was like, "Whoa, how did that happen?" Then yeah, I had my hat trick before the half ended, and then it was really easy that from there on.
what's an example of something he would have told you? Because, someone telling you to go out and score 3 goals is one thing, but to actually do
Yeah,
it.
no. Well, a lot of times is like you don't see it, but like patience is like so key for a striker because we're always trying to rush. Like when a through ball, we're so rushed to run right away and then offsides easily. But he told me like look at the center like defensive player and just watch him, and the instant he turns his head, just run right behind him, and they'll never see it. And I had 2 goals off of that. That was really easy. And then the other thing was just don't don't think when you're shooting. 'Cause, if you watch my films, I thought a lot of times it would go over the crossbar, complete right or straight at the
You
keeper.
kicked some field goals, man.
Yeah. So just being calm and just not thinking when you're taking the shot. But yeah, and never change your mind when you shoot. So
Cool.
don't change the spot.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, so people in college athletics today talk a lot about NIL and the transfer
Mm.
portal. So, Keon, I wanted to pick your brain about your decision to transfer at semester to go from Monmouth to Illinois College. What went into that decision for you? And also leaving your twin for your first time in your life. What was that like?
Well, I was definitely the first person to know about me wanting to transfer. We would talk a lot about it, because that's my most trusted person. So, you just tell him things that you wouldn't tell nobody else and how you feel and just about certain aspects. But talking to Ryan O'Donohue, shout out to him. He texted me and Kanai because we had talked to him about maybe like making the move, and he said he'd put me on with the coaches and stuff and got in contact with them, so they made it pretty easy to make the switch. So it wasn't too hard, and I did the process before going into college, so it made it a lot easier doing it again.
Very cool. Um, Aiden, what's it like now that Keon is at your school and you guys obviously have known each other forever, and being in a different sport, I'm sure you probably don't get to see each other as much as you would your own teammate, but what's that like, especially with a connection where you have other kids from Lincoln at the school with you?
Well, I was like I knew a little bit they were talking about it before break, like Christmas break and stuff, but I didn't know he was actually gonna do it. And then when he actually did, I was like, oh my gosh, I should have just stuck to track. Because I was thinking about doing it and I knew he was going to do track. Even though I have spring season, I could balance it. But yeah, so I would have planned my second semester better so I could be with him more. But I mean, we see each other. He always makes noises at me in the calf and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool though. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't even realize that you were, Aiden, considering doing track. But
Yeah.
when you were in seventh grade and one of my best friends came to the state track meet that you both were at and you won the state title for long jump, he
Oh
looks at me and goes like, if this kid doesn't do college track, then I don't know anything. And I was like, he's not gonna do college track.
True.
yeah, I might. I mean, I might do it next year though. But yeah, we'll
Cool.
see.
So switching from a athletics perspective to academics, you two were both phenomenal kids in my seventh grade geography class. Not that it was a rigorous course by any means, but like for real, you guys were on top of it. A's
Yeah.
always, you and your brothers both. And I just want to kind of pick your brain about what it's like for you, Aiden, academically. And I know I've texted you guys throughout the year, and you talk a little bit about writing a lot of papers. But what has the year been like academically as to what you've been used to?
Um, you actually have to do your work, you know. In high school, you kind of get away with it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like you it's just it's not like my classes are hard, but I can make them really easy by just doing the little homework assignments or just the stuff that I need to get done. But whereas high school, you could like hold it for a whole week and a half and then do it and it's late, but then they give you the full credit and stuff. But college does not do that. And yeah, it's a lot harder.
Hmm.
But you're also everything's on your own, so like there's no babysitter. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it like for you?
Yeah, like he said, like, yeah, you definitely got to be on top of it in college, and
Yeah.
yeah, like you late work, they don't accept that. Hey, they do not care, and they will keep a zero in there until you turn something in, and they. I mean, you can. There's some teachers that you can talk to them. They might be a little generous, you know, give you maybe a couple hours, maybe an extra day or something, depending on what happened, but. No, you got to be on top of your work. In high school, you can really like senior, no, I shouldn't say this, but senior year, like especially, like you can slack a little bit, and like teachers would be cool. Like I was coasting. Like you can coast in high school and get just to get through it. But in college, now you got to do that work. And I definitely found out the hard way.
Hmm. Yeah, I have a policy. I don't even know if I had this when I taught you guys, but if you don't turn your assignment in on the due date, like the highest you can get is a 75%. And the kids are like, Mr. Denicky, like every other teacher. I'm just like, I'm sorry, like this is not negotiable. So get it in on time, otherwise you're getting that 75.
I don't know if we had that. I don't.
I don't think so. I
Hey,
don't
hey,
I
appreciate you. Hey, you growing up. Hey.
consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Um, Keon, what was your favorite part about being in college?
My favorite part about being in college, honestly, just meeting all the new people. Like it was really cool, just like seeing people from there's literally people from everywhere. Like Alabama, I have people from Alabama, Texas, Florida. Shout out my boys from all them places. But um, yeah, I mean it was really cool. That was really like the best part. So like it just shows you like even though like people are from every parts of the world, like y'all are also like really similar, like in a way, like it really was cool. And then going to a school like Monmouth, I felt like I knew like a lot of those kids, like we were all very like similar, and like it made it very easy to get close.
Hmm. Aiden?
Um, I'm trying to think. I don't know, just I would say the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, just relaxing. I don't know, just getting to know everybody, even though I mean, Illinois College is pretty much like a 90% all athlete. It's still
Mm.
cool to see like what academically, like what paths everybody's going. It's like all the different stuff. I didn't know that were
Yeah.
jobs and stuff, but just
Mm.
getting to know everybody, my teams, even other teams, and then just traveling to other colleges just for fun on the weekends.
Yeah,
That was really
that is fun.
yeah, that was a memorable days. But yeah.
What were some schools that you visited?
Well, ISU, that was not too far.
Shout out my Redbirds.
Yeah. Mizzou, we
Mhm.
went all the way down there. SIUE, and then our we went to Quincy
Mhm.
where Cam Whiteman coaches now. But yeah,
Mhm.
so those were fun. Yeah.
That's an underrated part about college
Mm.
is going to visit your friends at other
Yeah,
schools and
yeah.
seeing like, wow, that like things are done a lot differently here.
Hmm.
Like I'll never
Yeah,
forget going to University of Illinois and just hanging out and having a good time with my buddies who went there, and I was like, this is prime time.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was a cool experience just seeing all the colleges in general. But yeah.
Cool. I wanted to take a trip down memory lane because, we wouldn't be here if it weren't for
Mm.
me teaching and coaching you guys and having literally some of the best experiences and memories that we've talked about for countless years. But what's a memory, Aiden, that you have from your experience at junior high with me, whether it's in the classroom? I mean, I had you in basketball, I had you in track. We went through it all, but what's something that stood out
Mm.
as a young kid?
Well, your guys' rap battles. That was one of my favorites.
So
Oh,
for those who don't know what you're talking about, I actually haven't even thought about these for a long time, but whether it was multiple times, I don't know. We would take the bus trip home from an away game, and then all of a sudden we'd be on the back of the bus just rapping and roasting each other. And I had so much fun doing that. And like you guys were probably having a blast too. I was having a blast. The bus
yeah.
driver, Mr. Gleason, shout out.
Hey,
Yeah.
peace.
Was having a blast.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that because I like it's not the first thing I think of when I think of you guys, but I'm sure that might be
Yeah.
something that comes to your mind.
Yeah. I mean, and then the other one is like normally you're never the one to like yell, or
Hmm.
say something kind of scary at the time. And junior high was when we played against Parkside and we were
Hmm.
down at half. And we were in the locker room. You told us to stab it into their backs and twist it.
I don't remember what I said, but I just remember
No,
walking in that
yeah,
locker room thinking we should be up 15 right now and we're losing. I don't know if a
yeah.
clipboard got slammed or what, but
Oh,
I
it
was
did. Yeah, it went on the ground. You threw it on the ground and everything. But yeah, luckily, I mean, we turned around and we won the game, so that was good.
Yeah. Keon, what are
Mm.
some memories for you?
Oh, really? Oh, let me think. Well, just in first of all in class, just like the kids in our class would just make little like Claire Duffer, shout out to her, make little comments about you and stuff. That was just something I just always will remember. She just would just do that every day. It was really funny. But like it's in basketball, like like you said, like you never really yelled, so that was really great. And then when you did, it was just like an eye opening thing. Also, running at Washington Monroe for the kids ordering pizza or something while we were playing. That was great because we weren't even a part of that, but one team, one dream. So
Yeah.
I
yeah,
actually blocked that from my memory as well. So yeah, so some of the younger kids ordered a pizza in the middle of the game. Pizza man shows up, bangs on our gym door, and I see it, and I just take
Yeah.
it out on you guys the next day at practice.
I'm pretty
yep,
sure it was Court and Lyric.
yep, yep.
Hey, at least that gym was small and you didn't have to run longer.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's true.
hey.
I don't even know where I would start with the memories. Like,
There's so much.
as sixth graders, you both played up on the seventh grade team, and fought hard, played well. But your seventh grade year is when you turned it on. I think we went 21-3,
Yeah.
and we were rolling.
Yeah.
Aiden literally blocked seventh grade, pins the ball off the backboard, LeBron on Iguodala style, and the entire Williamsville eighth grade team who was watching in the front row stands up and starts cheering for Aiden because they had never seen. I mean, I still to this day haven't seen a seventh grader do that. And then we were rolling eighth grade year, obviously the most iconic, memorable
Yeah.
coaching experience of my life. Hitting a rough patch early in the season. I think losing 4 straight games. I'm calling my
Yeah,
uncles. I'm calling my
terrible.
friends. Hey, I've got this talented group and we're in a rut right now. And then finished the year off 13 straight wins with 2 just great wins in the regional final, sectional final to go.
Word.
Had to make a highlight tape, had to throw some music
Yeah.
on it. And getting that experience at state is something that I never got to do as a player, but to get to have you guys get me there as a coach was unbelievable. And I'll never forget Keon, your brother, your twin, Kanai, writing in his bio of a state like pamphlet, favorite memory from junior high, Coach Denicky dancing in the locker room as we go to state. That
Yeah.
was just the best. So yeah, I mean, we could talk for days. There was so many
Yeah.
great things that happened, and then um, I'll share this because this is the epitome, the moment that I'll always remember is we lost our state game
Mm.
by 2 in a close game. We come in the locker room and the entire team is listening to me give this speech. What you guys didn't know at the time is that I had already made up my decision to move to Florida months before, but I was keeping that in. I didn't tell a soul. And so I knew like this was goodbye, goodbye. And there's tears in everyone's faces, everyone's hands are in their head, they're looking down. Aiden, you're doing it, Dylan, Kanai, and all of a sudden Keon is just stone face staring daggers through my soul. He's ready to go out and play another game. He's like he's not phased. And it was just this iconic moment of emotion and everything. And then the game ends, we go out for pizza after and have an absolute blast. It's like,
Yes.
you just put in 3 years of effort into everything, and then to go out after and we just had a blast, like eating pizza, telling stories, like that was really cool. So then flash forward, I moved to Florida, I continue to teach and coach, and then I'll come back throughout your high school career and pop in for a game or two. And that was always just the coolest thing. Like I probably went to a couple basketball games, and then Keon, I saw your big football win against Jacksonville, I believe, at home. And you know,
Sir.
I didn't grow up in the town that you guys did, but I felt like I was a part of it for the 3 years that I taught and coached there. And then still to this day, keeping in touch with all you guys is like the most rewarding thing in the world. So I just want to say thank you because I still talk about you guys all the time. I told my friend today, I'm doing a podcast. He's like, oh, with Aiden and Keon? I'm like, you already remember their names.
Hey.
So, what do you guys got for summer plans? Obviously, as a college athlete, the season ends, but what kind of things do you have in store?
I mean, this when I get done with track, I'm gonna probably take like this first month off to like do some like rehab, heal up, rest up. But after that, I'm getting the weight room very serious. Starting football in the fall. Yes, sir. Hey, you see it? Come on now. But yeah, I plan to just put some weight on. Get faster, get stronger, and more importantly, just get looser. Take stretching and stuff seriously, and change a little bit of my eating habits. I snack a lot, so I'm gonna try to take control of that this summer. Leading into the football season. But yeah.
Cool.
So, for me, we're getting our workouts like probably next week. Right now, I'm just resting, doing light cardio stuff, just running. But we'll get our full workout stuff that we're required to do, and then have a test right when we get back at school. But yeah, it won't be too bad. If it's the same as last year, it's not gonna be that hard.
And you're going to Cuba
Oh yeah, I got a week, and then I go for 2 weeks. Yeah,
for study abroad.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very cool. So I like to end the pod with one thing on your mind. So Keon, what's something that you're into right now? Something that's on your mind? Anything related, just to kind of end the podcast with a lighter note, maybe.
Um, like you were talking about it earlier, junior high was like really just a prime moment for me that really just like something that's always gonna stick in my mind. you know, our team, that was just like, I don't even know, like that was just like God given, just like that was like one of those, like, you know, you see, if you've seen the LeBron movie, it was like I felt like we were those four, like it was like, you know, bro, it was like literally, if that was like literally to describe us four, those were us four players, just at a different time period, you know. Hey, like, you know, coming up new coach, you know, we didn't know you and you weren't from here. I mean, although it does feel like you were always from here and you aren't from here, but you know, you couldn't even have told like tell because you know we were all just so close and we won a lot of games. You know, seventh grade, I always think about that because we didn't take that game serious in state,
Oh.
and it's crazy
Hey,
because
hey, don't remind me.
hey, we were rapping and all. Hey, man, we did not
Uh,
take that serious. We were so confident. We thought any team could. We thought we were untouchable. And some of the kids actually like go here. So like I talk to them and like even a girl on my team. Her name's Cammy. She was a
yeah.
cheerleader. So like from her view, she just remembers the games and stuff. Just talking to them, it's like that game like that like rival we talk about us being like the Warriors and the Cavs. Like it was really cool. It was really cool. It was a really fun time. Eighth grade finally beating them. Like it's crazy to say. Watching them cry, it felt great. I can't lie.
Well,
I can't
I
lie.
have to tell you that when we lost to Athens your seventh grade year, regional championship, I
Oh,
obviously had no idea you guys were as cocky as you were in the locker room talking about we're going to state, blah, blah, blah. But there was a point in that game as a coach where I said to myself, like, this is over. There is no coming back from this. They're locking us up. Our game plan's not working. I felt utterly embarrassed as a 24-year-old kid coaching in my first big game, and it fueled the fire for what was to come the following year, where we knocked the defending state champs, the team we lost to, off on their home court, and then to have that vengeance was sweet. And then we went to McDonald's afterwards and had a blast.
Sectionals, man. Hey, that was a game I'll never forget. That sectional championship gets
um,
offered. Man, hey, to start off that, man, I'll never forget. You already know my layup. Oh, give me that. Come on. Hey, I really have to pull it out.
yeah.
Hey, that was
I still haven't seen that since. Like, you literally went through like three people in transition, went behind your back and put it in. I don't even think I realized it in the moment. It wasn't until I was making the highlight tape that I was like, he actually just did that.
Hey, I can't lie. I really did plan that. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Like, why not give it a try? Because I was honestly I was watching Julian Newman videos before the game, and I thought like I just kind of wanted to just try to pull out some like fancy stuff. You know, I never tried that. You know, I tried to do some goofy stuff sometimes. You know, being a point guard, but hey, it was just hey, whatever. It was just fun.
And like as the final buzzer hit in that game that took us to state,
Oh my
the
God.
the ball looks like it's going in. It back rims. I think Dylan got the rebound, and all of a sudden you see Keon jump up and just boom, fist bump.
Yeah.
And it was a really cool moment. My dad was there, his friends were there. I remember it all so vividly.
It was so surreal.
Oh yeah, that was a really good game.
Yeah. So Aiden, what's one thing on your mind right now?
Oh shit. Yeah, I was gonna say I could live those 3 years over and over again. That was probably the best years I'd say as of right now of me living and being here.
That
But yeah,
that is crazy for me to hear because my middle school years were okay. I liked high school way
yeah.
more. I liked college even way more than that. But Keon, I think you hit the nail on the head. We like you two and your brothers
Mm,
were placed in my life and vice versa. Just like for whatever reason it happened, it all just came together and it
yeah.
was like a movie.
Right.
I mean, every experience we had was positive. You two worked harder than any athlete I've ever had in 8 to 10 years of coaching. I still bring you up every season. And,
Honestly, hey,
kids in Florida don't know who you are, obviously, but they've heard stories about winning every single sprint for 3 years.
Yeah.
Keon, you getting up in Jaden Ledley's face and saying, you guys will never be as good as us. You will never outwork us. and we will take it to you every single time.
Yeah.
Like, it just still gives me chills thinking about, the battles and the grind that we went through. And it doesn't matter. Like, we have those memories forever. Like, no one will ever take those from us. And
Yeah.
that's a really cool thing. But it's even cooler that we can have this conversation today as if it was, 2018 again.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey man, he pushed me a lot. Aiden, man, hey, the first time me and Aiden met, it was like what, was it fifth or fourth grade? I think
Yeah.
fourth grade, man. Hey, he went to Central, I think, where I went to Chester East. We were at a field trip. I had never met the kid. We didn't
I've
even
no,
know each
yeah.
other, man. Everybody just kept saying, like, you guys are the fastest two kids in the town, man. I'm like, no, I'm faster than this kid. Like, no, I wasn't going. Hey man, we ended up racing each other, and he beat me, man. Hey, he beat me by the luckiest little man. Hey, he beat me. I'll give him that, man. Ever since that day, man, I knew we were gonna be good friends, and I was like, man,
Yeah.
I gotta defeat this kid. Man. He started my little like grind. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out
Mm.
to for sure.
Oh, I got another thing. What's on my mind is golf. I see you golfing a little. I
A
started
little. It's a
summer, so
lifestyle, Aiden.
Hey,
it's
let him
very
know. Hey, let
addictive.
him know.
It's like a drug, you just want to keep going out there and play, and I lose
Uh,
money.
are you playing often?
I did actually like a lot last summer since I work at the golf course,
Mhm.
and then I'll start up again. I just started working at the golf course again, so I'll be playing over the summer. I'm getting a little better. I'm not ready to write down my number for my score yet, but
Uh,
getting better.
Hey, I'll be in Illinois in June, so Keon, you better have a set of clubs because we're
Yeah,
we're
Kia.
going out.
Yeah.
I've never really go. Hey, I think I've only really like used some like one time. Well, the first time I ever did something, I broke Garrett Bauer's window. Shout out him. Hey, so hey, golfing is not really my strong suit, but I give it a try. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
We
go
can,
out there and give it my all.
we
So
can practice before he comes.
let me know, bro. Hey, I'll pull up to and get it done for real.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate it. This was a blast, and I hope you guys have a great summer and a great sophomore year too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. It
appreciate
was a pleasure.
it. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you.